My path to where I am now started right into my youth. I think my dad taught me a lot about using tools and fixing and renovating. And I picked up, I think, a good base understanding of working with my hands. I eventually decided to start my company, Sundial Building Performance. I would have been about 21, that was about 16 years ago. And that company was primarily doing all types of renovations and odd jobs, and eventually evolved to be doing insulation retrofits to old homes, air sealing improvements, comfort improvements, and realized that there was a lot of issues with the way buildings were being built that was requiring them to be retrofitted. So it was a bit disheartening that, as much as we tried to fix older homes, newer homes were being built that we were going to eventually need to fix. We felt like we could do better, so we decided to give it a shot and figured, how can we take this high-performance method of construction and how can we do it in a way that makes it accessible and affordable to the masses? My name is Eric Bjornson, and I run a company called Kithouse.
Kithouse is a high-performance home that is shipped as a ready-to-assemble kit with all of the components pre-cut and pre-marked for fast, easy, and accurate site construction.
It's a different level of skills to build a house like this. It's definitely still skills required, but not as high as you would need to build a house conventionally. Similar to flat pack furniture, obviously at a much bigger scale, but that's the concept.
Kithouse is also designed to be transported to site in either 1 or 2 shipping containers, depending on the size of the home. Everything arrives in one easy shipment.
Everything that's needed, from the last screw to the paint to the door handle, is all in those containers. This makes building high-performance homes a lot easier. We've done some custom high-performance homes where we've had multiple shipments going to site and it gets very costly. This approach we felt was the most appropriate to allow us to keep the cost low, especially in places that are hard to build.
We're looking at the exterior of the Kithouse Premiere, and I'll point out a few things that are important in the design.
The Kithouse Premiere is a compact 2-bedroom home that comes loaded with all the amenities. But there is one notable thing missing: the energy bills.
It is designed to be a net zero ready home in just about every part of Canada.
Net zero means the house will produce as much renewable energy as it will consume in an average year.
This side of the house is designed to face north or south, and this overhang is optimized to allow passive solar heating in the winter, but provide shading in the summer. It's a standing seam metal roof, so it's extremely durable. It has very few exposed fasteners, and also provides a great surface for a solar PV system to be clipped right to those panels, so we don't have to puncture the roof to mount the solar system. This home was not built as a net zero, so we didn't install any solar. We expected this home to use about $1,000 worth of power over the course of a year. At this point, we're about halfway through. We've used about 5,300 kilowatt hours, so about $400 worth of power. If solar had been installed, we'd expect no energy bill and a slight credit at the end of the year.
Kithouse is really the embodiment of the ideals of how we feel a house should be built. We just wanted to look at every aspect of the design as carefully as we could and to make the best choices we could. We're in a very cold climate where if a house is poorly insulated, it's going to use a lot of power, and net zero is not even going to be even a remote possibility. We've got 14 inches of insulation depth. We start off with aspen formaldehyde-free plywood, and so that forms the air vapor barrier on the inside of the home. And then right behind that starts the cellulose insulation. We've got about an R55 insulation value in the walls, a little bit higher in the floor and the ceiling. And then on the outside of that is a wood fiberboard.
which basically contains the cellulose insulation and allows us to get those very high thermal insulation values. It more or less is airtight, and I can even demonstrate kind of how airtight it is. So with all the windows closed, it is pretty much impossible to slam the door. It just won't slam. So that's how airtight the home is. We cared not just about how well the building performed, but we cared about the ecological sustainability of the materials that we put in it. So wherever we were given a choice to choose a material, we tried to choose a material that was renewable, recyclable, biodegradable, ideally more locally sourced. Good example is the flooring. The floor is all solid wood. It's a durable floor, it can be refinished, and at its eventual end of life, it's biodegradable. This is everything here that provides heating, ventilation, and hot water for the house. And so we really worked hard to make this system as simple as possible, as easy to maintain as possible. And here's what we arrived at. So the heart of the system is the HRV. Fresh, cool air is coming in. It's gonna go through the heat exchanger that's in here, and it's gonna make its way onto the house. Simultaneously, stale air is being extracted from the kitchen and bathroom. It's gonna come through here. It's gonna transfer its heat to the incoming airstream, and then it's going to make its way outside. And this is going to capture about 70% of the waste heat that would have normally been lost without the use of an HRV. And if the house is in need of some heating, this is what does it. So this is just a 2 kilowatt electric heater, and typically it's used to provide tempering just for ventilation air. In this case, it's our entire heating system. It's attached to the thermostat in the hallway, and it's a modulating heater, meaning that it's going to adjust its output so that we arrive at a nice steady temperature. There's a lot of dreams and possibilities as to where Kithouse could go. 2 builds per year would be satisfying at this stage. I do think that this concept has potential to be something big, and I'm definitely open to it. We are seeing a shift, I think, just in the public and what they're asking for in housing. I think a lot more people care about energy efficiency and care about sustainability, and we're making some meaningful change. There's a lot of room for improvement in buildings, and I think we're on our way. And I think that Kithouse is likely to be a part of that.